and we're back for episode 5 of our PvP videos, and today it is just essentially pure faith, but it's even purer than that because we're pretty much not using a weapon, we're just using only miracles.
Yeah, like this build requires a lot of tact and cunning. You have to outsmart your opponents constantly.
Yeah.
At least one of the last clips I didn't outsmart him, I just completely outskilled him, but you'll see that at the end.
Yeah, so
it's great.
This video is pretty long because we did get a lot of footage of a bunch of different fights and stuff. I was using a dagger for this specific reason, just to get the last smidge of health off people.
Hence why that's the only dagger kill you'll probably see in this video.
Yeah, it is actually the only
The rest of it is people casting and us face pamming them with like a massive Zeus grenade.
So the purpose of this build was
I love this so much.
Mainly spam
Wrath
of the Gods.
Hold on.
Yes,
did you see that?
The curve, yeah.
Yeah, that was like a fucking 90-degree angle more. Well, it's like 45, but yeah, the point is. Yeah, but that's how you win. You be sneaky. Or you wait for them to run out of stamina and then they can't avoid it, which is also good.
So the main issue is that we initially went for 99 attunement, but your Wrath of the Gods just did not do enough damage to be super effective. So we went for the 99 faith build instead, and
which was hilarious.
You just do like you just take off huge chunks off people.
You ever seen anyone being one shot by a lightning bolt? Well, you will soon.
Yeah. So you can also use the ring, which gives you more not attunement slots, but more castings of things. But then again, it makes you so squishy that it's just not worth it because you take like 2 hits and you die.
Also, by the way, the lag is strong in some of these clips, like right there, you've seen how bad that lag was, so...
Another part of this build is you kind of need to stock up on your herbs of some sort. Because
preferably wilted, because it gives you back both your Wrath of Gods, which is really fucking good, whereas Amber Herb won't even give you back one, I don't think. I think you actually do need to use the next one up, which I can't remember the name of, to even get one Wrath of God cast.
So that was a pretty good dodge for me.
Wilted is very, very good because it gives you back pretty much nearly all your castings. I think it's 90% it gives you back.
This was you playing currently, and that's why you done a Wrath of the Gods about 3 million miles away from him.
Yeah, I was half expecting him to like sort of roll in and take the hit, because it happens too often. Like shit like this just annoys me, where they get suddenly this 180 spin on their fire whip.
Yeah, fire whip.
This guy right here gets chewed the fuck up.
Yeah, done. Bang.
That's what you get for using Firestorm. I mean, to be fair, it takes ages to cast. You can't use Firestorm on that bridge.
Yeah, you really can't.
I mean, it seems like from the previous game, it seems like a good idea because it's a narrow and it can only go in front and behind you, but it takes so long and it's so easy to get out the way. It's simply not thin enough to gain enough distance.
It is much easier to cast Firestorm on people in this game as opposed to Dark Souls 1.
Oh, and Blinding Bolt, by the way, is just a brilliant spell.
Well, it isn't brilliant, but you'll see why it's funny.
I think it's this one?
Yeah, it is this one. And this guy, we spent like a million years trying to hit each other, so eventually he gets me with that.
No, this was me, because it was me that got hit with that. This is the guy I trapped with Blinding Bolt.
Oh, well, whatever.
But he tried to use Force, and I was like, nope, Blinding Bolt, gets him in the corner, and then I'm just going to start spamming until he runs out of stamina.
So, finally getting my Wrath of Gods, and then you're just fucking chuck lightning spears at him.
Die!
So then you get the fantastic idea of
fuck it, risk it, I've got no wrath left, so let's see what happens. And this happens. Oh, Blinding Bolt is so good. And I'm also getting pretty good at dodging Affinity.
Yeah, no, you did get very good at dodging Affinity.
I think it hit me maybe once the entire 2 hours I played with this build. It probably only hit me the once, so that was pretty good.
Now, this is another thing that you need to get good at when you're using just miracles, and you need to...
Yeah, like at this point I don't even have the disc build, so I don't even have a shield. I'm just going fuck it, it's all or nothing at this point, and it does work for me pretty well.
The main thing that you need to look out for is judging what your opponent's stamina might be, which is essentially how Steve manages to win this particular match, as you'll see in a second.
Yeah, like very, very smart, and that's another Affinity dodged. I think this should have hit me, but Affinity ran out just at the right moment, so I was like, yeah, it's this bit here. 2, 3... You can only get 4 swings out of an Ultra Sword, guys. Just keep that in mind. He had no stamina left, he couldn't dodge Wrath.
I'm sure you can get more than 4 out of that.
Yeah, but the fact that he was a Dragon Bro and he was using sorcery, so like, and he was using Scraps of Life, so I assumed he was Hex, so that means, of course, that he's got Int and Faith to think about as well as just stamina, so...
Yeah.
That was kind of scrubbish on my part because it didn't switch to the catalyst, the chime rather, for me. But yeah, another affinity.
You still managed to outplay this guy pretty well.
Yeah, it takes too long to cast affinity when I've got Wrath of God, by the way.
Now, an interesting point to make is that people might be going, oh, using Wrath of God, just spamming that, blah, 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 blah. But this is actually the most skill-based build I've ever had to use, because if you're in the arenas, trying to hit anybody with Wrath of the God just fucking... It's so difficult to do.
Yeah, you can get them by surprise if you're using like Silver Talisman and you've invaded them. Yeah, that's different, but arena, they know there's someone there, so you've lost that element of surprise.
Yeah,
like the only surprise you've got is that you roll and they do this and fuck up basically, and then you hit them with it.
Yeah, you really need to punish people.
And like that for punishing him for Estison.
Yeah.
Well done, by the way. I know that was you because I remember.
Anytime that it's got the disc bell on, that's me.
Yeah, probably. But pretty much, yeah, I was fairly sure that was you due to the fact that you are so. Well, that blinding bolt did a fuck ton of damage.
Yeah, no.
That hit him like in the fucking face. But yeah, point still stands that anytime you're using like Wrath of God and stuff like that, you just cannot catch people off guard with it unless you outplay them.
Yeah, you really need to be sneaky about it, like we've said.
And it is very difficult to kill them with this build, but we actually had a very, very good run with this build.
Yeah, surprisingly, so out of the 60 games or so that we recorded using this, we won about 25. Now, we would have won a lot more of them, but we kept getting unbelievably dude with people healing and then running away. Like,
of course, we've cut all of that bullshit out. But I mean, it's not, you can't. Wow, that done a lot of damage as well.
Yeah, so I mean, if Blinding Bolt hits, it's a really sacky piece of shit. But the only reason it's good is because it just gets them to roll away.
Yeah, it makes them use stamina, which means that if they run out of stamina, they're going to get Wrath of the Gods.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
if you hit them with that, you win. Like right here.
Yeah, so when I think people think that you're going in for healing miracles, apparently. But if I see anybody duck down, I think they're going to use Wrath of the Gods regardless.
Yeah, if you're right next to someone and you duck down, it's not going to be a healing miracle, is it?
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to heal unless you're like way out of the range.
Yeah, you're either going to go for Scraps of Life or Wrath of God. That's pretty much the only two you'll find people crouching down for if they're using miracles.
Now, this guy I fought before this, and he was using an infinite stunlock build, so I had to be sneaky about this, and this is how I beat him. Oh, well, okay. Oh yeah, this is how I beat him. So I fall down and then I cast it.
And of course, but man, you see his little ring of thorns go off, the scrub bastard.
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting close to it. Not this clip, not the next clip, but the clip after it, you will see what I'm talking about by this guy getting completely and totally wrecked.
So this is another example of outplaying someone, I guess. Not necessarily, but just spamming blinding bolts.
No, it really is good. Like, I'm really happy with it. The only problem with blinding bolt is that it's got a really, really high requirement. Is it like 57?
67.
67 for blinding bolt.
So he went to heal and then
bang,
dead.
Yeah, you really can't take risks like that with this build when Wrath of God does that much damage.
Yeah, exactly. But like I said, we won. Like out of all the builds that we've used, obviously
I've had the most fun with this.
Yeah, I mean this was a lot of fun. But when you end up getting Jude out of a win. Now this is me dewing him out of a win by... Oh, this is disgusting. When you see how I win, oh, it's really, really
I don't remember this one, but it's probably funny. And who's that? I don't know. Whoever that was, if you're subbed in, congrats, I guess you're also famous now. Is this guy really running away to heal?
Yeah. No,
he did.
Did he heal?
He must have. I think he did. Based on his health, I think he might.
He's also got an invisible weapon.
Oh yeah, that's that katana. What's the fucking name of it? Oh no, wait, he's wearing the ring. Yeah. Ah right, yeah, you're right. There is a katana that does have an invisible blade because it's trapped between dimensions though.
Oh, excuses.
It's not got very good damage, but I mean it fits the purpose of it's an invisible blade. Although it doesn't work in duels because when you're a red phantom, the blade sort of glows kind of red as well, so it kind of takes away from it. Although it does pierce shields.
And that's how I killed him
with blinding bolt. Always a good one. Watch this, guys. A moment of silence for our fallen brethren.
Yeah, so Stephen decided that this is the tactic that he was going to try.
Yeah. Just watch, just wait and see. It looks like I'm getting the shit kicked out of me. I know it does, but just down to the final moments. He needs one more hit to kill me, and nope. Jude out of a win. Something rotten. Do you know that was the first try as well? That was literally the first time I went, I'm going to try and parry then wrath someone because of the casting time. That was the first time I tried it and it worked.
So we got a lot of different footage and there wasn't enough time to put in all the videos, so we just thought that we'd show a little montage of the
destructive
separate wins.
ability of this build when it hits anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
like that, Forbidden Sun, and you just one-shot him with a lightning bolt.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it hits like a train.
And this guy as well, actually. That was a sunlight spear I hit him with. That was like Super Zeus. Wow, you both died, but in case you guys didn't pick up on that, right, Blinding Bolt, the little ball does no damage, basically. It's when it starts firing off and it's mad flurry, it does damage. If they roll into the ball, it removes and it does a teeny amount of damage, and that's what that guy got killed with, was the tiniest damage from Blinding Bolt.
So,
but yeah.
This is the build.
99 faith. It's all you need. 99 faith and some attunement slots.
As always, I'm using the set. If I'm going to caster, I'll use as much of the set that increases my casting speed as possible. Just using the disc chime is it's the only shield that I could really use aside from like the buckler or the parma. So yeah, obviously dragon chime, and I was just using the dagger to get that little bit of extra health.
Which
off
we've
people.
found out the longsword is far better.
Now, the ring of knowledge is on there because there was no other real ring that I needed, and it meant that I had enough intelligence to use the Hexer robe by using the ring of knowledge. Obviously the clear bluestone ring, and then rings to increase my health. Then divine blessing, which I'm now going to be using from now on in case people heal, because I'll have a lot more healing than they do.
Yeah, because we'll have 99 of them.
And wilted dusk herb. So the divine blessing is just to punish healers. That's it. So the stats are 20 HP. 8
Which isn't a lot, isn't a
6
lot.
vitality. Pretty much
Isn't
everything is base, aside from attunement, faith, and int needs to be up a bit so I can use the Hexer.
Scraps of life as well.
Oh yeah, it does allow me to use scraps of life.
But that is pretty much the build, and it is very high damage. It's like the ultra faith glass cannon, basically.
Although really, when you go a hex, you do get more damage out of it. To be honest, I'd say that you probably get more damage, or you did get more damage at a great resonance. So when you were using that, but
you've still got climax. You've still got climax.
Yeah, but nobody uses climax.
I use climax. It's like my if it's a guaranteed hit. Like if I parry them, then use it, then I'll use climax.
So yeah, 43 attunement, which gives me 2 casts of Wrath of the God, as opposed to just 1.
Beautiful, because then of course 2 casts. If you can't get them in those 2 casts, then you just create distance for your wilted help.
So Vault's got Wrath of the God attuned. We have Great Magic Barrier attuned, which is actually much better than Soothing Sunlight or any of the healing things, because you just cast it, you take less damage essentially.
Yeah, and it really does help.
Lightning bolts and blinding bolt. You can put on scraps of life if you want. The build can use it.
We did get rid of the Great Magic Barrier and that, so we could put on the Sunlight. No, it was you had not Soothing Sunlight. Is the other one was Soothing Sunlight the one that takes up 3 slots?
Yeah, something like
that. Right, we took that one off and I put on the Resplendent Life, the 2 slot one that regens your health slower.
And it's still shit.
It's still shit, but because we took that off and put on Great Magic Barrier as well, we had enough room to put on Sunlight Spears and Lightning Bolts, which meant we were just an arsenal of go for it cast, I dare you.
So that's the end of the video, and obviously if you want to see the previous katana video, then click the left box, and the right box will be active when the next video is up.
And what is the next video up?
The next video will be Pyromancy, and I've also used another sword and shield in it because people requested that. It's a very good build, so keep an eye out for that one.
For those of you guys that don't want to use any of the magic or anything like that, realise at this point we are just trying to make int as broken as possible, faith as broken as possible, and all the other stats as broken as possible. Then we'll actually make some genuinely gimmicky fun builds like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Hollows. Yeah. Something like that.
So also remember is like, comment, and subscribe because it helps us out a lot.
Facebook, Twitter, Skype, PSN, the usual. And of course, more progress has been made on the Ultimate Guide as ever. This has been like every other night we've just been playtesting.
We're probably about maybe 3/5 of the way through.
In fact, we've only got the magic areas, so we've got Brightstone and we've got a mana, and then every area after that, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's pretty good actually. But yeah, the video's come to a close. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
See you guys.